Hello, it's Digital Femme. Guess what time it is? It's coffee break time. Well, today is day 4 of the 1166 challenge. And what that is I'm choosing to do one video a day for 1 hour. And no, I'm not going to do a 1 hour video. I'm going to use 1 hour to film the video and edit and all that good stuff. And then do it for 66 days. So this is my 4th day. So let's talk about networks. Let me just put my coffee down. And we all have networks. If we are on social media, we have our Facebook network, we have our LinkedIn. Can you hear that? It's a bird. Anyway, let's ignore it. It's outside, it's not inside, so thank goodness. So anyway, let's get back to networks. We all have networks. If you're on social media, you have your LinkedIn network. If you're on Facebook, you have your Facebook network and whatnot. And especially if you have a business or you are wanting to promote more business, then you want to develop your network so that from your network you can generate leads and all that stuff. So here's something interesting that I was thinking about today. When you utilize your network to get leads or you want to crowdsource a solution, or especially it's great for generating interest for a beta community if you have an app or anything. Now it depends on the type of network you have. If you have a network that's so diverse, meaning it has a lot of people who work in different industries, and within those industries you have people that are in the different roles of industries, all the way from C-suite meaning CEOs, CFOs, all the way down to different roles. So when you have a diverse network, that's a good thing because you can pull from them different resources. However, if you have a network that's pretty much the same, meaning a network that has its own network and you're just part of it, like a member of this, doesn't matter how big that network is, if you don't have a lot of diversity within it, you really can't do much. So let me explain. I'm probably confusing you because I'm kind of like confusing myself. So hang on, I gotta focus. There are some networks that have the same types of people. For example, there are speaker networks. Like there are people that are speakers and then they go on stage and they get paid for it. So it's actually a living. Yes, you can get paid being a motivational speaker or whatever. So let's take the speaker network, for example. So if you're part of a network where most of you are speakers and you're looking for speaking gigs, I wonder, is that really the kind of network you want to be with when you're all going for the same thing, when you're all basically competing for only certain specific speaker roles? So a conversation came about. How do you know when you've already exhausted your network in terms of trying to get or obtain leads for whatever? And then during a meeting I had, there was the topic of doors. And let me clarify. Now there's so many different types of doors, but the doors I'm talking about are doors of opportunity. You've heard of this before. When one door closes, another one opens, right? And then there's that story of the 3 little pigs where, the wolf comes and he's knocking down on the different little piggy doors and, all huffing up, puffing to blow your house down. So I was thinking about doors. So here's the thing. Sometimes you have to know when to close the door to opportunity because there's nothing there, because basically you've exhausted your network and it's time to maybe either look for another door to open or maybe even create, carve out a door or in a wall and make it and just go through it. Does that even make sense? Or know when to perhaps open a door that seems closed. Or here's another thing. Here's a door and it's not locked and maybe it's left ajar. And sometimes there's times when you need to just bust the door open. Sometimes there are doors that aren't locked and they're closed, but there was an opportunity on the other side before. It was offered to you, but for some reason, because time has lapsed, it's kind of like closing, and maybe the hinge is just going through that little, that little hole thing where you hear it click and then the door closes, but it's not locked. Sometimes you need to know when to bust that door open and say, hey, opportunity, I know I missed you before, but I'm here now and I'm ready and this is what I have to offer. Or there's another type of door where I gotta look it up. I know I wrote it down. I wrote the thing about doors. Keep the door open, break down the door. I don't know. Or here's another thing. Know when to open the door at a certain time for certain people. Well, that was just something that came up this morning in a few conversations at work. I don't know why it came up, like opportunity and network and something about closing doors, knowing when to close a door, turn away, or just to break down the door. Well, that's all I really have. I need to get back to work, and thanks for stopping by, and I hope whatever I said in terms of networks and doors kind of left you with something to think about, or it could have really, really confused you. Anyway, hope you have a great day. Bye.